up in today's episode of Niall News. Dinner Party is finally here. We've had a few shows and festival appearances, an Opry debut, and some pretty cool events to attend. Oh, and what's in store for Niall over the next few months as tour preparations begin? All this and more in today's episode of Niall News! Starting off with our main story of today's show, Dinner Party, the fourth studio album by Niall Horan, is finally out into the world for us to listen to! That's right, Silly Little NH4 finally has a real name. The album has 12 tracks in total and explores the topics of love, loss, nostalgia, even more love, and being pretty. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that last one out loud. Fans have gone absolutely insane for the new album, and it's getting them super excited for Dinner Party Live on Tour, which kicks off later this year. We'll get more onto that later. Dinner Party charted at number 1 in the UK, Ireland, Australia, Belgium, Germany and the Netherlands. We've had some great promo for this album, including interviews with Vogue, Dish Podcast, so many different radio stations, and even Gordon Ramsay.
It's breakfast for dinner.
With an Irish twist.
A proper Irish twist.
I see potatoes. Are you sure?
It's your obsession with potatoes, honestly.
And we found out who Niall's dream dinner party guests are, probably over 100 times at this point. Niall is also featured on so many different magazine covers, including GQ and Rolling Stone, looking stunning as always. Niall is already featured on so many incredible TV shows this era, including The Claudia Winkleman Show, The Today Show, Jimmy Fallon, and also The Jules Holland Show, where we've even got the first few live performances of some of the new songs. Niall and his band performed Taste So Good live in full for the first time on The Jules Holland Show, and all we can say is, what an incredible song live. And Monochromatic had its live debut at The Today Show, and this song is going to go so hard on tour. It's going to be so fun to get up and dance to. But the most incredible part of this album rollout has to be the dinner parties that Niall has hosted for his fans all over the world. And don't worry, I managed to get the inside scoop as I was luckily invited to the London one. We had the most amazing dinner, heard the album in full before anyone else, and even got a Q&A and a few performances from the main man himself. Genuinely the most surreal experience of my entire life. Moving on to our next story, Niall has performed at a few UK festivals this summer, including BBC Radio 1's Big Weekend and Capital's Summertime Ball. I first of all want to talk about the stage layout and stage design for these festival sets. His name spelled out in red LEDs definitely has to stay for tour in my opinion. It just looks so cool and it definitely suits the vibe of the dinner party era. Now his set lists for both of these sets were very similar, except for BBC Big Weekend he performed 8 songs and for Capital's Summertime Ball he performed 11. For Radio 1's Big Weekend, he opened with Heartbreak Weather, and for Capital's Summertime Ball, he opened with Nice to Meet You. Side note, I think he's going to start opening with Taste So Good on tour, not Nice to Meet You anymore, which is quite heartbreaking, but also signifies the new era, and Taste So Good will be such an incredible opening song. Anyway, back to the festivals. He also performed Drive Safe with Miles Smith at both of the shows, because Miles happened to be there performing his own set too. And Niall even covered Miles Smith's hit track Stargazing.
I know a few of Miles' tunes, I can play them if you want. Let my heart go breaking. He's up there, you were right there on the shut up, he's coming up later.
It was great to see Niall back on stage at these festivals again, especially at Wembley Stadium, and it's got me so excited for tour and just thinking about what's going to happen, what he's got planned and what's in store for us. There were a couple pieces of merch sold at these festivals, including a grey t-shirt and a very similar looking grey hoodie. These are both so cute and it's got me so excited to see what merch he's got planned for tour. And speaking of new merch, Niall even released some new pieces on his online store to celebrate the release of the album, including some super cute baby tees, a pretty cool cap, and even a film camera which is perfect for tour. Now from crowded fields to centre court, Niall is back at Wimbledon and it's like he never left. Sorry, what was that? What do you mean it's just because the last Niall News episode was a year ago? Yes, I know I said it would be a monthly series. And now I'm back here, basically a year later, telling the exact same story. Oh, you know what, Sherlock Holmes? You are unbelievable. So the last time we spoke, Niall and Amelia attended the Wimbledon final, and this year him and Amelia showed up at the opening day of the games. Niall wore a smart white shirt and beige trousers, and Amelia wore a lovely white dress, perfect outfits for the occasion if you ask me. And I guess you could say it was love all, as the two of them enjoyed a day out on the court. Dust off those old cowboy boots and hold on tight to your cowboy hats because Niall has finally made his Opry debut. On the 7th of July, Niall performed at the Grand Ole Opry for the first time, performing 3 songs: Taste So Good, a countrified version of This Town, and he even performed Old Tricks with his good friend Thomas Rhett. I wonder if saying playing Opry with the Rhett is a business trip is a good enough excuse. That was so terrible. He even caught up with Deck of Hearts, one of his Team Niall contestants from The Voice US, at the show when they performed on the same night as him. The cutest country reunion ever. Keeping those country vibes going, the TRX Niall shows took place this month in Nashville and Hershey, and there is a lot to debrief. Starting off with the merch, we got this really cool black tee, again with the red writing. I feel like red is going to be such a running theme throughout the dinner party era, and especially the tour. This white tee with Cowboy Niall on it, that's actually insane from him, to be honest. He knows exactly what we want. And a beige and brown cap with his name on it. I need this. The font is definitely sticking to the country cowboy theme, and I am obsessed. And we also have merch featuring the both of them. So we have this Niall and Thomas tee and this Niall and Thomas poster. Hello? Oh, it's just T-Slot calling because Blankets for Lovers is back. Before Niall came on stage, we had these signs showing up all around the stadiums saying Nashville is for lovers and Hershey is for lovers. We have never been more back. That is the most emotional thing ever. I did in fact sob. And can we just take a minute to talk about the set lists for those shows? Because what do you mean Cross Your Mind made it, Fighting Over Nothing made it, Seeing Blind made it, plus so many more of the new tracks, and even Steal My Girl with Thomas Rhett. Yeah, I did cry. And together they also performed Die a Happy Man by Thomas Rhett, covered Choosing Texas by Ella Langley, and they even sang Heaven together by Niall, of course. Those shows look like the most fun ever, and if I could have been there, I would have, best believe. But I do hear what you're all saying.
Alice, why wasn't Boys
No,
Are
where's
Fun
Boys
on
Are
the
Fun?
list?
And to that I say, don't worry, because if Boys Are Fun doesn't make the Dinner Party Live on Tour set list, there'll be a breaking news on here, and it will be about a missing man called Niall Horan, and I promise it will have nothing to do with me. Oh, and Niall's silly little backstage TikToks are back. Take a look at this.
Get ready without me for a stadium show in Nashville. I'm ready.
We are so back. Actually, so back. Wait, you seriously thought we were going to get through a whole Niall News episode without at least one mention of golf? You should never assume that. Niall attended the AIG Women's Open Pro-Am this week, held at Lytham St Anne's. He, of course, played some golf, did some interviews, and met up with all the golfers taking part in the competition. And he even had some photos taken for Adidas Golf. I mean, just look at this model. And on to our final story of today's show. Listen up, off-campus fans. Niall has released a cover of Baby Now That I Found You with the one and only Ella Bright. They both sound incredible and their voices complement each other so well. A great cover for two absolute icons. And we even got some in-studio footage of them both. Take a look at this. So what's coming up in Niall's schedule over the next few months? In a recent social media post he wrote, "It's time to rest before rehearsals for the big one. Dinner Party Live on Tour. If you don't have a ticket, you have to go get one. I promise you it's going to be amazing." And after hearing the album, watching the live performances and listening to him talk about what we can expect, I'm sure it will be. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Niall News.